from this camp with that, all right? All right, Roger's going to walk you through.
Who would like to volunteer to help me? Okay. All right, you guys can come over this way a little bit. All right, so the first drill that we are doing, stand on the springboard, is just a simple hurdle, round off flip flop. A couple things that we want to see in this. And one thing that I'm noticing by a lot of people, I noticed it with a lot of the girls in our gym, and so we do a lot of our lunge drills on lines now. A lot of people are reaching their foot across. Okay? So when you guys do your lunge, come over on this line and do your lunge. I don't want your feet on the line. I want your feet on the edge of the line. Okay? So this foot is going to be over on this edge, right in the middle, and that foot is going to be on this edge. Okay? When we put our feet on the line, is my leg straight? No, it's curved in, right? Okay, so now when I start doing my, any round off out of it, this knee is going to come in, I'm going to start reaching to the side. So what we want is our foot to be right in line with our hip. That way everything is going straight forward, okay? So really try, most people have been doing this, reaching their front foot across. So really try and focus on doing this correctly so that we're not going crooked. And remember, if you're going a little bit crooked over here, when we do a full run into it, we are going to be going way crooked. Okay? So she's going to do a hurdle, round off flip flop, try and push her hurdle as far as she can. Good. Try it again. Yeah, the hands will go on the 8-inch.
So, yeah,
good.
This is the ball table.
Round off. Feet will land here, back handspring up onto the 8-inch.
Ball table.
Good. Okay, now she was super high, which, that'll happen sometimes. Just make sure you guys are getting your hands into the ground when you're doing your round off. Lunge, get your hands into the ground so you can push off and get your feet in front of you more. Okay? Then, over here, you guys can just turn around. Right here. We're doing a standing flip-flop over the panel mat. I would like you guys to start like you just finished a round off. So a lot of times we'd be like here looking at our hands. All right, you can swing your arms when you're doing this to add power. But what I first want her to do is just a back handspring and landing in a push-up position. Okay? A little bit more like a hollow than a push-up though. So go ahead. Try it again. Get together. Okay, do it one more time. Just land in a push-up position. So your hands will stay on the mat. Okay, so I want you guys to do this first to make sure that you can keep extended on the panel mat. Okay, if we're landing here and we're collapsing our shoulders and then pushing and just snapping our feet down, that's what's going to happen when we're over there. So you're going to hit the vault table, you're going to arch, and your feet are going to snap straight down to the ground. And can we flip going straight into the ground? Well, you can, probably, but it's not going to end very well. Yeah, we want to be snapping up to the ceiling. So make sure when you guys are hitting, you're like pushed up as tall as you can. If you land those, a couple of them, pretty good, then you can start doing full back handsprings out of them. Okay? Over here, this is a simple lunge drill for turning our hands late. Along with reaching over, one of the things that comes with that is people start turning their hands in the middle of their lunge or in their hurdle. Okay? Some people like to start turning their hands literally when they jump off the ground. So come over here. So to work on that, grab this. We're going to do our lunge. She's going to be forward a little bit. I want you guys to make sure that when you're doing this, your back leg is lifting at the same time as your hands are going down and just tapping and then back up. That's it. Okay, it's very simple, but the idea, and you guys can start up higher if you want, but the idea is that we are waiting. We have to travel forward for a long time. Okay? Over here.
All the way down.
Right here, we're just going to do a couple blocking drills against the wall, along with an opening drill. So she's going to kick up to a handstand. Her feet are going to go against the mat. Go. Turn around. Okay, now she's just going to be a nice tight arch. Everything is going to be as smooth of a curve as possible. I don't want to see like her hips piked and then her shoulders way open. Everything is just nice and smooth, and now she's going to practice blocking. So she's going to shrug her shoulders and try and actually bounce the springboard. If you can get your hands off, that would be awesome. Okay? If we have trouble doing it here, we're definitely going to have trouble doing it over there. So do the best that you can. Make sure you're pushed up and everything is tight. Right here, she's going to sit in a pike against the block.
Somebody hold the mat too.
Yeah, if you are up next, make sure you have your foot on the mat, all the way flat against her. Okay, so she's rounded. We're going to start, over-exaggerating how close we are out of the round off. And now she's going to open up as hard as she can, hit the mat. And then she's going to swing her arms up and down 5 times. Every time she's hitting the mat as hard as she possibly can. Okay? We need to be able to do this fast because we're asking you guys to stretch everything out and run as fast as you can into your vault, right? I'm assuming nobody's asking people to run slowly into their vault. If we can't react quickly after we hit the springboard, then we've just ran as fast as we could and just slammed into the vault. Okay? So we need to be able to, after our round off, open up quickly to the vault.
That's a lot of fun too when you just slam right into that wall.
Yeah, it feels great.
That's the best time ever.
Okay, so make sure you're moving as quickly as you possibly can. Okay, over there. Next one is a standing foot flop. Pretty much the exact same thing we did there. Now this time our feet are stopping when we hit the wall. Pretty much right there.
Reach up.
Now make sure,
You're going to figure out where you need to be as far as, because if your hands are landing here, we like them a little bit further back. So just try to make that adjustment.
Yeah, in the back. And then it's when you guys hit the wall, a lot of people want, after their hands hit, they bend their knees and put their knees against the wall. It's easier to do. I would like you guys keeping your legs straight so your toes are against the wall and everything else has to stay really tight. Because that's definitely what we have to do on the vault table. Okay, we have to be tight when we're coming off of it. All right, next station. Right here, stand about right here. And then we are doing the exact same thing. Standing foot flop, I want arms up when you guys are finishing. Yep. Good. Try and control it, okay? But yeah, I mean, we're putting power into this. Make sure you guys are swinging your arms. Take the drills that we have done at all the other ones and put it here. Okay. Right here. Same thing, this time we are finishing in a hollow position like I was having her show over there. Okay, now you can add power into this. I mean, come off of your hands, land on your feet, and then land back on your hands. Okay, if you're doing it really good and you have to, like if you have tons of power, go ahead and stand up out of it. But see, let's see if she can land on her feet and then fall back to the hollow position and hold it.
There.
Good. Okay, that way we're focusing on not just snapping in a nice hollow, but then holding that position as we do our layout. Last station. Start right here. I want you, for this we are not going to swing our arms because we're going to try and not rotate, so be rounded. She's going to do half of a flip-flop, really a quarter of a flip-flop, and then fall back onto her back. If she can do it really good, then the goal is to be able to actually bounce off her hands and go to her back. Okay, so then she'll try and get the timing, see if you can jump, bounce, and then land back on your back. If we cannot hold our shape here, there's no way we're going to do a vault where we're running as fast as we can and really hitting the vault table and hold our shape. Okay, so make sure that this is done really, really good. Really focus on pushing up as tall as you can. Okay, does anybody have any questions about any of the stations? Okay, I want you guys to spread out. Everyone start at a different station. Take 3 turns at every station. And then move to the next station the same order we rotated in. Okay, so you're injured. Are you injured?
Yeah, my bad.
Okay. I want you to still do this station where you're focusing on hurdling as far as you can. You can do cartwheel step in if you want, or you can stop at the lunge and just focus on feet being in the right spot. You got a lot of people that are injured. You're also hurt?
Yeah, my foot.
Okay. Can you, well, you should still be able to do the tumble track stations, right? How badly is your...
I could do tumble track.
Okay, then just pretty much stay on these and stay on the stations over there. Anything that's not hurting it that you're able to do, go ahead and do. Yeah, so do this station. You can do the station right there.
The back one on
the lunge one. And you're back, so you should still be able to do the blocking stations, correct? The opening up one should be fine, this one should be fine. You can do hurdle, round off, rebound instead of back handspring. And then just skip the other 2 stations. All right, try to make it a little bit longer so that your hands are landing a little bit past that and your feet are actually landing on the ground. Good. All right, go ahead and try and start standing up out of it. Like actually do a back handspring. Good. Try and get to your hollow a little bit sooner, and then when you land, I actually want push back more. Move your feet back. How about here? Okay. So when you guys land your push-up position at pretty much any of these stations, we want it as close to when we're actually coming up as possible. So rather than, you know, push-up position, it'll be that hollow shape. Yeah, if you land and bend your arms a whole lot, you're probably not going to come up very fast. So keep your arms straight. Make sure that's the most important thing. And then just like that station, if you come up and then land back on your hands, that's fine. Okay? Just make sure you're pushing against the mat as much as you can. So move faster. Bend your front leg. Good. And now when you're doing this, make sure you are in your head, you're going, okay, I'm in the middle of my round off. I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting. Okay, don't just sit over here and lever back and forth because your brain's not gonna then like remember that it's for round offs. Bend that front leg. You can straighten it as you go down, but it's gonna be bent when we do our lunge. Go. I need, when you do your lunge, get down a little bit more so you can get your hands in a little bit harder onto the ground so you can block up a little bit, and that way you can get your feet in front of you. That should spread your back handspring out a little bit more so that you're not doing like a layout and then putting your hands on. Good, I would like arms up when you're finishing. Yeah. And lunge. Yeah, I think that was better. It looks like you're pushing up a little bit too soon in your round off. So you're like you're not doing an aerial, but it's kind of getting towards that. So keep this bent a little bit longer so you're pushing yourself into your round off instead of up and over. That was very high. I only kind of caught the last part of that. And your hip. See how it's over? Yeah. You'll notice pretty much everyone does it. Okay, so really try and focus on it when you guys are at that station. All right, when your hands hit, you're letting this happen. Okay, I need push against it as hard as you can. So when you hit, try and be as, here, I'll spot you one. I want you just super extended. Okay, do one more. I want you to not swing your arms so you go a little bit slower. Push, push. Now as you're rounding, round here more and keep pushing against the mat. Push, 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 push. Yeah, that was much better. You just tend to let your shoulders start collapsing when you start pulling your toes over, and you need to push a little bit taller as you're getting to the hollow. Okay, you're pushing. You can go ahead and try the actual back handspring. But when you start, can you start more like you have finished a round off? So we're rounded, arms are forward. You can look at your hands. Right there, okay? Okay. And up. Good, and I want arms up when you're finishing the back handspring. You're throwing down, which we can do a layout from here. Okay, that's going to help your rotation. You can totally, like, it's definitely possible to do it. It'll be harder to do it with your arms all the way up. That way you have to actually use your snap from your arch. Okay, so we train that for a while and then get that really, really good, and it makes it a lot easier when we get to the vault table. Don't bend your arms. That was a good start. You just bend your arms, so that's going to make your whole body go over. That was better. Still a little bit bent. Keep them straight so you can actually bounce. I want to see an actual bounce. You can use this one as well. Just keep trying to make it faster. Arms straight. When you finish, make sure your arms are by your ears. And push, 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 push. That was better. Yeah, when you get over here, keep focusing on that as much as you can. Staying extended, as tall as you possibly can every time you hit the mat. And push, 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 push. Your arms bent a little bit on that one. Your shoulders look like they're extended, but if your arms bend, that's the same as your shoulders bouncing. Yeah, you're definitely way over. Make that hurdle a lot longer too. You're going way up in the air. We don't want to run as fast as we can forward and then stop and go straight up in the air. Go forward. I understand you're doing a one arm, but still make sure you're trying to get that hand in a straight line. You're throwing it over to the side. You're actually going too far to the outside with your right leg when you do your lunge. Make sure it's on the edge. On your back. Yeah, and be a little bit more rounded as you're doing your hurdle. So when you start, round it. When you're in, everything round it. You're kind of arching and letting your chest come out in the middle of it. Let's go. You get to do those vaults next. So do one more. I don't want you to put your hands super wide, but I'll see if this helps at all. Just that first hand, get it to the ground way faster. Okay? Yeah, and it will affect your vault a lot. One, it's going to probably make you go crooked because you're turning, and chances are you're not going to turn perfectly straight. You're going to turn and start going sideways. But that also means that you're running this way, and then you have to stop, go up in the air so you can turn around, and all your speed from your run now is gone. Make sure you're pushing yourself forward in your run, and then you're using your round off to continue that into your actual vault. Okay, so one hand, straight line. Squeeze your butt, try and keep your hips flat when you're finishing it. You're piking down a little bit, but it doesn't look like you have to. It looks like you're just kind of maybe used to it. Looks pretty good from over here. Let me see from the front or back to see if you're going crooked at all. Just go again, right now. Right now. Yeah, it's pretty good. I would like you to snap a little bit sooner and make sure that you're getting your belly in a little bit more when you're finishing it. Okay? Because you're kind of, your chest is rounding, but this is still a little bit too open. So just round a little bit more. Reach. Bend your front leg a little bit more when you're doing your lunge. So try and get your hand on the tape when you're doing it. We're going to move this back a little bit. Keep going forward. All right, good.
That was good, Sparky.
Almost fell on my face.
Little guy.
Who can tell me what she needs to fix? We don't want it to go way back. You do want to see your hands. Do it again. Watch what she looks like when she hits the mat. Oh, I'm pretty open. How do your hands go? Yeah, you're like this when you're doing your back handspring. Get them in so you don't hurt yourself. Otherwise, I mean, it looks pretty good. Yeah, that's still out. But when you turn your hands out, your shoulders close. Unless you're Michaela Maroney, and then you can do whatever you want. But chances are you're going to be open and you're going to close if your hands go out. So that's kind of what's happening on yours. Okay, just keep them in. Yeah, that was better. You actually kept your shoulders open. Obviously, you went over on that one, but that was better. Olivia, make sure that your arms are by your ears when you're finishing. Don't land in a push-up position, land in a hollow.
Oh.
You guys can scoot up a little bit too, so you're not landing on the 8-inch every time. And push. Good. You're fine when you're hitting. Try and jump up a little bit more and see if you can actually bounce.
Okay. Thank you.
No swinging your arms, because you landed like in a handstand. I want you landing like here. Swinging your arms is just going to flip you more. Round your back. Round, round, round. Okay. And push, 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 push. Good. After you hit, try not to roll out of it. Try and just keep pushing until you land flat. Yeah, you're letting your head go back. When your head goes back, you start rotating. Okay? But your arms won't follow you. So you're going to end up closing your shoulders and basically doing a backflip onto the table. Arms by your ears. Push, push. Yeah, head's still out. That's better. Do one more. I want you to, when you start, arms by your ears and keep them there as you're reaching back. Keep them covered. Better. Good. Okay, you're hitting and then pushing to a nice position. Get up a little bit higher so that you're in the right position when you land. Good. Now a little bit higher so you can bounce too. Try one more. Go up a little bit higher. I want to see you actually right away hit and bounce off the mat. And bounce. Yeah, preferably not by bending your arms, but you flipped over a little bit too much on that one. Push. Good, you should be able to bounce too. Up a little bit higher. Make sure when you're reaching back, you're not letting your head go back at all. Good, one more. See if you can push it farther. The farther back you go, the harder you'll hit and the bigger your bounce will be. Good. Very nice. Good job, Olivia. Round a little more. Reach your hands forward. Okay, don't bend your arms. So if you're straight up and down, I don't want you to pull your hands off and land on your back. Do it again. Try and make it go back a little bit farther so you don't land in a handstand. There you go, that was good. Now that one you could have bounced and pushed away on. Do one more just like that. Okay, a little bit too shallow, but still that was a pretty good one. Because, you know, it's harder when you get more shallow, but it'll do more work if you do it. So maybe get up a little bit higher so you can finish it, but that was good. Letting your head go back, it's going to flip you too much. So now instead of landing in this nice curved shape, you're like this. Okay? Extend out a little bit more. Your head was back less. You just then tried to flip it more. Yeah, that was better. Turn your hands in a little bit more. That way, one, you don't have to worry about jamming your fingers, and two, it should save your wrists a little bit. Yeah. It's okay. The position is good. Your head's going back a little bit, so you're flipping a little more than I would like you to, though. Yep, definitely still going over to the side. If you're having a hard time focusing on keeping your foot on this side of the line, try to put it like over here. Like just over exaggerate it and see what happens. Olivia, open your shoulders more so you're straighter. Yeah, so you're but your front foot is turned in. And then your knee is going to go that way, and then everything's going to go that way. So make sure that your foot is straight forward. When you guys start these hurdles, make sure that you're rounded so that when you actually jump into the hurdle, you're rounded. Okay, you're going to have to make that longer, or we'll have to push this in more. I think you can hurdle a little bit farther, maybe. Try it again. If you're not able to stretch it out, I'll move the mat in. Hands are definitely turning all the way around. Feet going.
It's time to rotate!
Now make sure you guys try to take some of these drills and actually bring them over to the vault table when you're on skills now. Okay?
Thank you.
You are welcome. Thank you for working hard. What? You guys have vault skills now.
Yeah, you gotta go to vault. Real vault.